Video game sales are my favorite thing to check out. I don't always walk away with something, but there are plenty of games I've taken note of where once I see them on sale for a good price, I'm most likely going to pick them up. It's a very cheap way to get a game because you can sometimes walk away with 3 games for under $20. It's certainly a gamble, and I might not always like or finish the games I buy. I could, however, at the very least, give my thoughts on them. If this idea interests you, then please enjoy the first episode of 3 Games, 3 Impressions.
Bring it on!
I have had my eye on Ion Fury for a while. This past week it was on sale for under $10 on Xbox, and I finally checked it out. Made by 3D Realms, Ion Fury is a spiritual successor to Duke Nukem 3D, and is also a prequel to another game they made called Bombshell. If you are unfamiliar with Duke Nukem, then think of Doom. Ion Fury is a throwback to the early years of the first-person shooter, where you just mowed down bad guys with all sorts of weapons. Ion Fury features a female protagonist named Shelly Bombshell Harrison, who has many quips you'll be hearing throughout the game during its high-impact violence and its fast-paced action.
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast!
The combat is very addicting, and every new weapon added to her arsenal keeps that hype train going. I will say that Shelly moves extremely fast, and if you get motion sickness, you probably want to steer clear of Ion Fury. The one thing I don't like about these old retro shooters is having to find a key card or something of that sort. It really slows down the pace of the game. It's easy to get lost in the level design, especially if you didn't grow up playing these sorts of games. I still like the game overall, and I haven't finished the whole game yet. I haven't finished any of these games featured in this video, but I definitely could see myself finishing it. I'll give Ion Fury a first impression score of 8 out of 10.
You can't stop progress. The cure will be found.
I have seen Other Side on sale a few times, and from the previews it reminded me of games like XCOM or the Banner Saga, so when I saw it on the sale page again, I decided it was finally time to pick this game up. Developed by Lightbulb Crew, Other Side presents itself as a tactical role-playing game about a group of daughters combating the dark forces of a dimension known as the Dark Corner. It is brutally hard, and is also a roguelike. You will lose daughters inside and outside of combat. You heard me right. If one of your daughters is critically wounded, then she can only be healed by sacrificing one of her own sisters. The game is all about making sacrifices where it matters most, and even if you keep failing, you'll work out strategies that triumph over the evil forces of the Dark Corner. If the game sounds too hard for you, then don't worry, because you can play the game on its easy mode that includes health regeneration. I personally found the spike in difficulty in Other Side a little too hard because it happens almost immediately. Seriously, I lost in the 3rd non-tutorial mission. I would have just have liked a little bit more time to get my bearings before that had happened. But oh well, I guess that's just the roguelike genre for you. I still think this game is shaped up to being pretty good, and for an XCOM clone, it wasn't half bad. I'll give Other Side an impression score of 7 out of 10.
To see, it feels like everything is moving.
I wish I played Sable sooner, and the fact that I've never seen anyone mention this game before is downright criminal. This beautiful game was brought to you by 2 people. Yeah, you heard me. Only 2 guys made this game. Sable is inspired by The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and also takes inspiration from the planet Jakku from Star Wars The Force Awakens. And that is a connection I made right away. It's not a difficult one to make. First look at the world, and then when you first start climbing around, you can make these connections. But I just kind of felt a little smart when I went and did some of my research on this game, and I know I got it from the wiki page, but in the wiki page it also states that those are the 2 inspirations behind the game, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know my shit. It felt cool. Anyways, Moving on with the rest of the impression. Sable is named after its own protagonist, who is a young girl in her coming-of-age journey as she becomes what is called a glider and constructs a speeder bike and sets off into the bigger world. The game is very calming and has a focus on exploration and puzzle solving. There's no combat here. You run errands for people and you earn rewards through participating in those tasks. The whole world is yours to explore and interpret. Sable treats video games as art. You're supposed to just relax and take it all in as you explore. If you are at all intrigued by Sable, then please do yourself a favor and check it out. There are some performance issues here and there, but I'd still recommend downloading it just to get lost in the beautiful scenery. I'm giving Sable an impression score of 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching my second series on this channel. I have a massive backlog of games that I have barely played or not touched at all. The goal here is to find games I may be interested in making a video on, and I figured this could be some sort of content on its own. I might not always find something I want to make a video on, but maybe I'll introduce someone watching to their new favorite game, and that would be pretty neat. I'll have a general theme each time, which could be like simple or complex. Like this time I looked at games with a smaller budget and featured a female protagonist. I got the idea while playing Other Side, since Ion Fury was already on the list, so I went looking for another game that kind of fit that criteria, and I found Sable. So I really look forward to doing another episode. So until next time, folks.